Nah, it's still upcoming.
Shoot. Might have to
It's
close it
all,
out and start back.
it's all good. It's all good.
Hold up, hold up.
I
Yes.
like this platform though. Restream. It looks
Okay,
good.
it's live now. All right, it's working now.
That.
All right, yeah. All right. Technical difficulties on my end because I'm a goofball. But welcome to the stream. What's up, y'all? Me and my boy Easy. We are here. We're gonna talk over any of the questions that y'all got, go over some props, possible lineup building, stuff like that. Game of the weeks that we're on for ourselves, and just talk up until a lot pretty much about the NFL. And I mean, y'all missed it. We was just talking about the bullshit of, the great fights that we got to witness last night for the UFC. Bro, we have to. What's the next big card that comes up?
We got a nice one next week.
Okay, we can't do next week because I work next week. But I
But
was gonna say we have to
every
do
Saturday.
we have to do the watch party. We got to do it one of these nights.
Facts.
But I say because last night would have been a good one though. Cause shit, I would have had my tequila in hand.
Last
Viva
night,
la Mexico.
I don't know, man. Last night I probably would have been too pissed with all the bullshit.
Yo,
And you
that
said it
that
right.
is
You
true.
said it right the first time. The bullshit that was going on last week.
It was some pure bullshit in that last night. But I mean overall,
Bro.
the fighters that came to fight, we got to see some pretty decent fights.
Oh yeah.
In all
Shout out
honesty,
to
I normally
Luffy.
don't like watching the ladies fight,
Mm-hmm.
but that was actually some pretty good women fights in there.
Hey, shout out to Luffy. She came out. She wasn't playing last night.
And I got my boy Josh on the stream too. Oh, it's a wrap
Oh,
now.
oh
I got
yeah.
I got double the NFL goats on here with me today.
What's going on, guys? What's going
Double.
on?
What's
What's
good,
going on,
bro?
bro? All right. Oh, what we at a restaurant?
No, I'm actually in my clubhouse here at my complex, man. I'm trying to get locked in with you guys to give you some information that I really think is gonna be good today.
My guys in the clubhouse. You already know we messing up today.
Hey, look, it's definitely no days off around here because if y'all don't know, in all honesty though, Josh has been killing it all week when it has come down to the plays, left and right, back to back, green slips, green after green after green. He has been dominating Prize Picks. He has his ski mask on and he's been robbing them. So if you guys don't know this, the Discord is free. You guys can get into the Discord. You don't have to sign up to the Patreon. I would definitely want to tap into that Discord. Go ahead, follow Josh, check his social medias as well. But he's been putting out some really good bangers over there. College football. I want to say you clean sweep or close to a clean sweep.
I missed one, I think, yesterday. I think I hit 7 out of 8 or something like that.
All right, so he went on a clean sweep yesterday for college football.
That's hard.
And he's even been killing it with some MLB plays as well. So definitely y'all want to tap in. We got some pretty good goats inside of our chat, but we here we're gonna focus on the NFL. Going on to it, I'm gonna ask both of y'all, what is your favorite game on the slate for today? What game are y'all ready to watch? And don't say the Falcons. We already know. I see the background.
Detroit, Seattle. It was good to me last season. I'm going right back to it this season.
Okay.
Yeah, that was gonna be mine too. I'd say what is gonna be Detroit and Seattle, but if not that, I'd probably lean more so towards that Dallas game. I think it's going to be interesting just because of the props are so low. Guys like Dalvin Cook, 9.5, reception yards, 1.5 recs. Those are just entirely too low. I don't care how good Dallas defense is, those props should hit. And if nothing else, a lot of those little dump downs are going to be there.
Yeah, fact.
Okay. Well, y'all, we on all completely different games. I'm ready to see actually Buffalo taking on the Las Vegas Raiders is my game that I'm excited to actually watch it and see, and game I'm gonna actually tune in for because I feel it should honestly be a shootout in this one right here. It should be a pretty good game. If Jimmy G comes to play, this gives me reminiscence of a big Devontae Adams blow up game. It's setting up pretty nice for that. So I can see the shootout with Diggs going off of his reception, Josh Allen doing what he does with his legs and stuff, getting a couple of running touchdowns and stuff like that. On the other side, Jimmy G just keeping him in the game, just peppering it down the fields. I mean, there's no Jacoby Myers, so I see no reason why my boy Adams is not going to step up and have a pretty decent game in this spot right here. That's mine on for today's slate. Okay. Josh, did you get to look at anything DFS wise?
I didn't look at a lot, but I do have a couple plays I think that would do really good in DFS today. Piggybacking off of what you said with Devontae Adams, I like Hunter Renfro. Hunter Renfro was big in this offense just last year. You see when Darren Waller wasn't really doing a lot last year; he was injured. Renfro, I'm a Clemson guy too. I'm a big Clemson fan. I know the damage this guy can do. Adams is going to get a lot of attention. Myers is not there. Expect Renfro to step up today and maybe get a touchdown.
Okay. I had just found it weird that honestly, Renfro, I don't think he had any targets last week or anything.
I think he got 6. I think pull it. I may be wrong, but I thought I sent him with 6 catches. That might be
It's
wrong.
crazy. He said no. Renfro, 0 targets, 0 receptions.
Wow.
He's sitting at 3,900 over here on DA too.
Okay. I think he's a good play today, man. I really think he's a good play.
So you know why he was bad last week?
Why?
Your boy Jimmy G.
Bro.
No, I know he's an ex-Patriots guy, but you don't have to keep forcing it, man.
Hey, but Jacoby Myers popped off. And just looking at it, okay. Also, look at who the head coach is.
Yeah, it is what it is.
Head coach. Ex-Patriot players.
Yeah.
It just goes hand in hand. They know each other, know the system, know what we're doing. That's all that was right there. That's all that was.
Hey, look, I'm just gonna hate on the Patriots every chance I get. So
I feel you, but it's okay. We got the primetime game, and we're gonna show out a little bit in that one right there.
I actually hate that because I do like your players today.
Yeah, so we gonna show out today. I'm excited for that to actually see, because the offense, it looked pretty good. Watching it, looking to see how we're actually expanding the playbook, taking shots downfield for once. Actually, like we have a pretty decent. I'm not gonna say we have a superior, but a decent wide receiver pool and everything. So that'll open up. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's starting with the quarterbacks. Any quarterbacks specifically that stick out to you guys that you feel are top tier must-haves or plays that you would actually go to looking for to plan to have the DFS upside or even the prop upside for today?
Well, you let Josh start with this one.
What you got, Josh?
On the DFS side, man, going right back to it. I think I might have spoken on last week. I'm not sure, but Anthony Richardson going against the Houston Texans. I kind of, CJ Stroud versus Anthony Richardson. I think both of these guys are going to try to show out. Anthony Richardson with the rushing upside. I know he got dinged up a little bit at the end of that last game, but I think he'll be okay today. I can see him running for over 50 and throwing for close to 200. I don't think he'll be too highly owned. I think he's one of my favorite quarterbacks today. And, of course, Tua. Tua's probably going to be decently high owned, but I think Tua's going to have a night against New England. Even though I noticed he's never threw more than 1 touchdown against those guys, I think that changes the night.
Okay. So Anthony Richardson, if you guys are looking over on DraftKings, something like that, he's going to be one of your mid-tier options. He did definitely get a price jump after last week. Going out there, dropped 21.92 fantasy points against Jacksonville. That right there, not bad. He was 5'6". Not a bad jump. Decent matchup here going up against Houston today. I definitely see that as one of your mid-tier options to definitely go with. Get a little bit different from the field. One of the things I do notice, either people, they pay up for quarterback or they're going to pay down for quarterback. Normally, these guys in the middle, they go unowned. Like, people don't really tend to focus on this mid-tier option too much. And Richard, he's right there in the middle, especially when you got a Goff in that Seattle-Detroit game, like what you was talking about, right there sitting at 6'2". I'm pretty sure people are going to want to go down right there to that. Or come down here, Geno Smith, who's sitting at 5'9". Like I said, just paying down for some of these guys right here. So he is sandwiched right in a nice, decent spot to where he can get some decent and low ownership right there. I like that one. And then Tua, that's gonna be showdown. But hey, don't worry about it. We're gonna clamp Tyreek Hill tonight. So Tua ain't gonna have but no touchdowns. I ain't too worried about that one.
I ain't saying that.
What you got, Easy?
Yeah, I ain't saying all of that, but I'm only playing one lineup today. And one thing I like about week 2 on DFS is there's a whole lot of recency bias going on. Like
True.
everybody's trying to chase who went off in week one. And Geno Smith was bad in week one in a matchup where he could have done better. So I really like him here. Dropped 35 on Detroit last season. And I know Detroit's defense is a whole lot, well, a little better this season, but still, I just like Geno a lot at that 5,900 price tag. He could put up another big score. He's got the weapons with Metcalf, Lockett, even that Smith and Jigba, I think is his last name, but a lot of solid options. So give me Geno this week.
Okay. Um, so for me, I'm gonna go right back to what I was on last week,
Hmm.
and what should be a high scoring game, and showing that the offensive weapons are there now. I'm going right back to my boy T. Lawrence.
T-Law.
I loved him before when he was back in college. Loved it when he got to the league. I knew it was just only a matter of time before when he actually got the pieces around him that he would actually be able to exploit that arm that he actually has, getting some shots downfield. And we just seen it last week with Ridley. I know you just talked about the recency bias, but this is legitimate recency bias because he actually has a history of showing that he can do this. And now that you're giving him the weapons, the target tree that the Jaguars have, it's pretty condensed on who they're going to and who he's looking for out there. And the upside that actually Lawrence has, he can scramble, can get there with his legs as well. I love the upside sitting at 6'7". That's not too much. In what should be a competitive game going up against Kansas City Chiefs, their defense is mid. It's not that great anyway. We just seen it last week with a poor performance of what they just had. Anyway, the shot should be there for Trevor. It should actually be competitive because hopefully no Kansas City Chiefs receivers drop 4 or 5 passes again. You got Kelsey back. There is a way to actually get a pretty decent stack of Trevor with Kelsey and running it back with one of Trevor's receivers. I'm going to save that because that might actually be my core because I really do actually like how that sets up for what you can get on today. But Trevor Lawrence, love the spot for him today. That 6'7", I could see him at least getting you 25-ish fantasy points. And if this happens to be one of those high scoring games of the week, I definitely don't mind this. I know I was on the Raiders and the Bills as like one of my favorite games, but just that price 6'7", I love it. That's just too cheap for what he's going to be able to go out here and do. All right, going over running back. What y'all got for running backs?
For me today, running back is kind of iffy. Like I say, when it comes to DFS for me, I'm always looking for the guys who are mid-tier, low-owned, who can break a slate. ETN to me today, I like him a lot going against the Chiefs. I think that he's going to be in a position where he's going to have to catch out the backfield, give you at least 20 to 30 yards, and at least 55, 60 to 70 yards on the ground. I do think he could get you a touchdown as well. So Travis Etienne in a game that I think that they're going to have to, on both sides, have to put some points. So Travis Etienne is one of my guys. Another sneaky guy today who could get you a touchdown, but that would be Showdown. That's the Patriots. I'm sorry. I was going to say Zeke. I think Zeke can get you one today. But I'm more so if I want to stick in the regular slate, Joshua Kelly for the Chargers. I know Austin Eckler is out with an injury. Joshua Kelly can get it done. If he doesn't give you a touchdown, which I think he could, I think he could definitely give you about 80 yards on the ground. So
I mean, they actually used Joshua Kelly pretty decently last week too.
yeah,
16 rushing attack. Even with Eckler going out there and having the game that he had, still Joshua was very involved in his time out there on the field as well. So that is a upside for him already coming into this with already being out, already had a pretty decent workload. So yeah, I like that right there for sure.
Sounds good.
Wow.
Sounds good.
What you got, Easy?
I'm gonna let you go first because I only got some bullshit for running back this week.
Seriously?
It's some some logic behind it, but I'll let you get the serious takes out the way.
Okay. All right. So I'm just gonna piggyback on going with the value. I don't see any reason to get cute here at the running back position when we have two value running backs who are going to be put into positions to where they can exploit, have decent games, and of course I'm going to go right down to AJ Dillon. We already seen that Aaron Jones, he's going to, I think I said it right. Yeah, Jones, he's going to be out. He's going to be missing for this game. Already, he had 13 rushing attempts, 19 yards, 2 receptions. So we already know that AJ Dillon, we've seen in the past whenever backs for Green Bay have gotten injured and hurt and stuff like that, we've seen him come in, have to get some workload, have to actually get some playing time and stuff like that. The upside is going to be there going up against the the Atlanta Falcons. Um, should definitely be options there for him to actually run one into the end zone, things like that. Sitting at 5'9", you pair him up with Kelly, that's going to let you be able to pay up at another option. Or if you want to take one of those higher price running backs, such as a Christian McCaffrey or something like that, Shaquan Barkley, Robinson, Tony Pollard, inside your flex position down here, it's going to actually let you do that. Or pay up for one of those higher price wide receivers, such as a Devontae Adams, Stephon Diggs, Jamar Chase, St. Brown, something like that. Going ahead and just going with the 2 value running backs. I see no reason to get cute. Don't worry about the chalk. I just take it and play it.
All right. So for one, here's a direct pivot off of Joshua Kelly right here this week, especially if everyone's playing them. And you could actually pair this guy with Joshua Kelly. Rashad White going up against Chicago, who clearly can't stop the run or just stop anybody at 5.5. He could see a lot of volume today, and he's pretty decent in the passing game as well. I just really like the spot for him. I feel like it's going way too overlooked in here. And the other one, Zach Moss. Zach Moss is returning, getting his season debut, 4,700. Like I said last week, there's going to be a whole lot of uncertainty in the first couple weeks. So Zach Moss just put up, 114 yards, and I want to say a touchdown as well the last time he played Houston in pretty much the same matchup. So really like him at 4,700. Those are some 2 running backs you could pair up with the Joshua Kellys or whoever you decide to play. But I do really, really like Zach Moss today because, of course, he could get his regular workload off, in the first game, or he could see limited touches. Either way, I think he could find the end zone, and at 4,700 opens up a lot for you on this slate.
Okay. I just seen that Seven has been talking to us inside the chat. You guys like Shaquan for his touchdown prop today, or at least for a touchdown?
I can see it. It's Arizona.
But I say this is a bounce back game right here for New York anyway.
Yeah.
For a fact, like they didn't get to show what they could actually do at all last week in the weather going up against Dallas. Like that was not. I don't see that offense being this bad again this week. I don't.
That
Of
was
course, we already
an
know.
outlier game.
Say what?
That was an outlier game.
Yeah, that was that. I'd say toss it, throw it in the trash. I definitely expect much more. Definitely, we already know they get down to the goal line, get down within the 5. They're just going to try to rush it 1 or 2 times, and we definitely could see Shaquan or either get something, catch a pass out the backfield, or rush it in. But definitely look for a statement bounce back game for New York. I could see Shaquan getting there. And then for my Falcon lover, do you see your boy going over his rush and receiving yards? And I'm going to butcher his name. I always butcher it whenever I try to say it. Robinson.
Yeah, I can see it. Matchup is good. I don't see Green Bay pretty much stopping them. And that 18.5 receiving yards looked really good to me. And his rush prop, I see Cordell Patterson is inactive for today, so that makes it even better.
Okay. Oh, Josh came in and out.
Can you
Back
guys hear
first,
me now?
Josh? Yeah,
Yeah.
I can hear you.
The weather's horrible here, man. I'm having some technical issues, man. But
So
about Saquon, I don't know if you guys got to me or not, but
no, we didn't hear you.
Okay, so Saquon, I do think this is a clearly a bounce back spot. He just scored a touchdown today. I also think that Daniel Jones will play a lot better today as well. But Saquon scoring a touchdown, yeah, I definitely think that's one that I would take a flyer on.
Okay. Shoot. Moving on to the wide receivers. Wide receiver. So since I already let you guys kick it off, going down to wide receiver, I'm going to stick with pairing it up with my quarterback that I just talked about when it came down to going with my boy Lawrence. Where are the Jaguars at? Jags. So hopefully this is going to be a decent game. You can go with the Calvin Ridley. We already seen. I know that a lot of people are going to be on that. Christian Kirk. Zay Jones, all these guys are going to be the main primary targets that are going to be going out there for Jacksonville. The pair up that I was talking about in regards to what you can actually run, and it's going to be, I think it's a decent stack of running Trevor Lawrence, run it with Zay Jones, and then Travis Kelce at the tight end position. That lets you cover this whole game pretty much, especially with the touchdown upside that you can get. You're covering it from all aspect angles right there. Quarterback, tight end, and wide receiver. Pretty nice, decent stack right here. I could see it scoring very well, very, very well. And one of those things, like I said, I'm kind of person looking to do in this season is actually paying for my tight ends, because normally seasons past I would always pay the cheap tight end. It hasn't always worked out the best. I'll be very honest. You'll get a tight end that goes there, gets 3 receptions, maybe 35 yards, and it does nothing for you. But Travis Kelce, a tight end that we know can go out here and actually do something, I think it fits very well in with the stack that I'm actually trying to run. And of course, I can't quite pay up for Calvin Ridley. I wouldn't mind getting to him. 27.1 fantasy points last game. I see that as probably being more of close to a ceiling type game for him. I will come down here to the Zay zones or GPP option. Christian Kirk. We know Christian Kirk, he was a very huge target last year for Trevor Lawrence. GPP option for sure, sitting at that 5-1. That's a nice little price tag sandwich in between both Ridley and Zay Jones. Definitely to see you going there instead for a play.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Wide receiver. I think this week I'm paying up to be different because I know a lot of people like to pay down at wide receiver a little bit, but I like St. Brown a lot this week. I also like DK Metcalf, Ridley, like you said. I'm really torn right now between Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. Do y'all have a preference between them two?
Between that's always a toss up because Keenan Allen, for me, he is kind of like reliable as long
He's
as he's not
safe.
injured. And then Mike Williams is like that big play. He's gonna
Yeah,
he can always get the catch and then get some pretty good yards after reception. But Keenan, he's kind of that PPR monster where he's the security blanket.
yeah, exactly. But I just have this weird gut feeling that Mike Williams might catch a 60-yard touchdown today. And at 5,700, that's a really good price tag for him. But main ones I'm really targeting today is Metcalf, Ridley, St. Brown. I like Mike Williams. Down low, you could go back to Tutu Atwell and Puka Nakua, I think is his name. They're just going to see all the targets. It doesn't matter when it comes to matchup and all of that. They're the only two good wide receivers they have right now. Uh, Nico Collins at 4,800 looked really good to me. There was a couple other guys too at down low. Quentin Johnson may be a nice sneaky play, but Tank Dell at 3,200, that's another good matchup right there. So there's a lot of great wide receiver plays this week, but I'm really focusing on the top heavy guys this week.
Um, for me, I think and I would pay up for and go on with Jamar Chase. Um, going against Cincinnati, he's always played well. I'm sorry, going against the Ravens, he's always played well.
Yeah.
They're in a spot right now where they absolutely need to win. This is a division game, and I'm not sure that they'll even win this game, but I think he'll put on a good performance. And then he gets up for games like this. You look across the field and you see a guy like Odell Beckham, who you idolize. Both these guys went to LSU. You know what I'm saying? They're very close. Then you see a guy who's supposed to be like the new guy, Zay Flowers. So I think you kind of want to show them like I'm still him. So I think Jamar Chase has a day today. I think he definitely gets in the end zone at least once and gives you at least 90. And if you want to go with a guy who may fly under the radar again at wide receiver, um, I'm say it again. I think Hunter Renfrow is going to have a decent day today with no Jacoby Myers. I think he gets back to his old role. I don't know why the number 6 was in my head, and I thought he had 6 targets or 6 catches last week. So maybe that's just a premonition that today he'll have 6 6 catches today. But let's just say I think those two guys will do well. But speaking on what you said about Mike Williams or Keenan Allen,
Mhm.
um, I'm a Clemson guy. I like Mike Williams, but he's boom or bust a lot. If you look at his stats, it's like one game he'll have 3 catches for 40 yards, and then the next one 4 catches for a buck 72. Or you never know.
You got to
Keenan
know
Allen
what
is
you're
the
signing up for.
right. Keenan Allen, and it is normally the model of consistency if he's healthy. So if I had to take one GPP, I go Mike Williams, Keenan Allen. If I just want a good conservative, I know what I'm going to get out of guy.
Hell
But yeah, those are my wide receivers.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right, we got a couple questions.
Mhm.
Diggs over receptions. What is Diggs reception sitting at? Let's look. Diggs is currently sitting at 6.5 receptions.
Yeah. I don't mind.
Yeah, I think
I'm,
he'll get it just because they're peppering him so much in this target. I think he'll get it. I don't think it's a good idea for him to get it because I think when they force it to him, that's when they have problems. But I think he'll get it.
okay.
Agreed. Agreed.
Definitely. Stafford over passing attempts. What are Stafford? He's sitting at 34.5 pass attempts.
That's a
Hmm.
that's a
That's,
lot, but he definitely got to throw the ball. I mean, that's the only way they could get offense for real.
who do they play again today?
San Fran,
Hmm.
49ers.
Yeah, he'll throw it. I guess he'll have to throw it, but I mean, it's
That's
not.
for sure.
I don't know how many he's going to complete, but throwing,
He's going to chuck.
yeah,
Okay. I completely missed it, but shoot. But he had 38 pass attempts last week going up against
Seattle.
the Seahawks. So
So yeah,
I don't know. Matthew Stafford, he's one pinky thumb or arm injury away from not playing anyway. Uh, I'm not touching it.
yeah.
Yeah,
I got
I
a
don't
love hate
suggest you to.
relationship.
I don't suggest anybody to play it, but if I just had to suggest, like if he'd go over or not, I'd say yeah, like barely.
Damn, they took down one of my WNBA players I wanted for today.
Damn.
Hey, real quick, Josh, what's your player today?
On Prize Picks,
Yeah.
man, my player today is Dalvin Cook over 9.5 reception yards. You got to be kidding me, man. Or you can go his 1.5 receptions. I mean, that's
That's
just
the one I took.
bro, that's ridiculous. 9.5. That's one catch. They're going to be in a position where Zach Wilson is not going to be able to push the ball downfield. He's not going to have a ton of time. He's going to be looking just to dump the ball off. He might get both of these in the first quarter. And be honest with
Yeah,
Okay.
facts.
What
Facts.
you got? Easy. What's your player today?
Ah, I'm so torn between two. I almost want to say Justin Watson at 7.5 yards because every catch he makes is at least 20 yards, but nah,
you.
that's too risky though for the folks. Darren Waller at 10.5 fantasy score is my player today because even in a terrible game, he still managed to get six, and I feel like he's gonna fall in the end zone in this matchup. So yeah, I like Darren Waller at 10.5 fantasy score.
Is the hamstring good?
Shit straight. NFL. NFL, I tend to not really look at like care for their questionables a lot because everybody's questionable.
Everybody is. Yeah, after everybody's crushing.
All
It's,
right.
NFL injury reports are just so frustrating.
All right. So I'm gonna run that Darren Waller and that Cook for a quick little two man over here on Underdog because they actually
Yeah,
have Darren Waller at 8 fantasy points over
it's
here.
even better.
Mm.
So
Same
yeah, I'm
scoring.
yeah, it is the exact same scoring.
Wow, he
Yeah,
doesn't need
I
a
looked at that. I was
touchdown for
comparing. I was like, these scorings they look the exact same, unless I'm a little slow, because the PPR is point 5 for both
that. Mhm.
sites. Touchdown 6, rushing touchdown 6. I like everything. Everything still looks the same. So yeah, I'm gonna run that over here on the Underdog, and I'm gonna run you Dalvin Cook, and I'm gonna run my play Christian McCaffrey. I have him for 17.95 fantasy points over here on Underdog versus I think he was at 18 or 19 on Prize Picks. So just some small discrepancies I found between the two sites, and I'm gonna run
Gotta
that right.
always shop between the sites.
Yeah, I'm gonna run that. Plus, I like the fact to just to build out a 5 pick. Your upside is pretty decent over here on
Underdog.
Underdog
Yeah.
versus what you have to deal with over there on Prize Picks. That 10x man, that's a little fugazi. That's a little fugazi.
Fact.
Oh, all right. Hold on, wait. Who is your lock pick of the day? Oh, we just actually went over that. Dubu. I just asked all the guys that Tyreek receptions. Don't ask me. I'm gonna be very, very biased. by giving you an answer to that question.
Look, if you want to go
It's
with Tariq today, I wouldn't take the receptions, but I would definitely take a touchdown. Listen to me. Don't listen to Zoe. He's definitely going to score a
You buy
touchdown tonight. Big touchdown too.
Belichick is going to plan for it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
You can't plan for that speed, bro. He gonna get off at least one time.
Hey, one time.
That's all you need. One time for the one time. Take the touchdown. That's why I say don't take receptions, but take the touchdown.
Exactly.
Do you think Kelsey gets the touchdown? Yes, I do.
Yes.
That was a big issue that they had in that game last time. He didn't have any red zone threats to actually throw to or get. And I do see Kelsey playing a huge part, especially when they get down within the 20. That's his bread and butter down there, just being that big reception, that big receiver, that big opening for Patrick Mahomes whenever they get down inside that area. So definitely I see Kelsey getting a touchdown.
Yep.
Agreed.
How do you feel about Mac Jones' yards? I think it's gonna be a shootout.
I don't think about him. I don't think he's gonna get off like that. I do think that the game would be somewhat competitive. Look. Let me tell you something. I don't believe in a lot of Alabama quarterbacks like that. I know Jalen Hurts has stepped up lately, but this year he's been a little rocky. And Mac Jones, to me, I'm not a big Mac Jones fan. But do I think he's gonna
completely different offense from last season? Is all I'm gonna say.
Hey man,
you don't gotta believe it, but you gonna see it. You ain't gotta believe it, but you gonna see it.
I like Zeke. Let me throw that. I've been wanting to say this. There's 6.5 fantasy points for Zeke tonight. Lock that in. He's gonna be efficient enough to get. He may even score tonight. I like Zeke.
Okay. David Montgomery over rushing yards.
55. Yeah, I think so.
All right. I still need to put my core up.
Hey, shout out Cash Money Classic in the chat. Shout out everybody in the chat. Y'all hit that like button, subscribe. Zoe been putting out a lot of great a lot of great content, man.
Well, I'm trying to bring more stuff to you guys. I really want to do some of these live streams, watch parties. I think that'll actually be cool. Interact with everybody, watch the games, talk shit.
Yes.
So that's definitely something I want to get us to bring. Just got to be able to line it up, match it up with everybody's schedule is one of the things that we have trouble with.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Speaking of defense, because they're asking about defense plays. I like Jets defense today. They're playing against Dak Prescott. It's good for at least one pick six. Maybe, they could get a couple picks. Might get a few sacks here and there, but Jets defense at 2,737 on FanDuel is just too cheap for their upside.
I like Green Bay's defense today going against Atlanta. I'm sorry. I think Atlanta's a little bit better than they were last year. I'm a Panthers fan, so me and you are not going to get along anyway.
Yeah.
But I do like Green Bay's defense today.
I do agree with the Nico Collins. He is too cheap with the 10+ targets last week, and he is playing in his home opener. I was looking at one of his props. I think they had to sit at 4 receptions.
Yeah,
I would take the over on that.
I'm looking at that same prop right now, actually.
So that's definitely another one. He is inside my player pool too.
I do got a question for you though. Would you rather take the 4 receptions or take fantasy score at 10.5?
I'll take the
receptions.
I'm like,
well, I say with it being a half a point for the PPR, I would take the receptions because that right there, even if you was to get
is 4 points, so
no, it's a 0.5 on Prize Picks.
Really?
Yes.
Let me double check that because they got the DraftKings scoring for fantasy score on Prize Picks.
They do?
Yeah, it's 4 point.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, then I mean the upsides.
Because he gets 5 catches. That's 5 fantasy score already. And Nico Collins, when he gets 5 catches, he's gonna break more than 50 yards. So he may not need a touchdown to hit the fantasy score.
Safety wise, I would take his receptions. Yeah. Definitely his fantasy score is in play though.
Facts. Got that pushability too.
Yeah.
Just
looking at Mooney, 33.5 yards. That feels low. Right?
Love it. I love it. I took it. I took him and commit. Commit's 30 yards. Both of those. And I'm gonna tell you, DJ Moore last week.
Yeah, DJ Moore.
I don't know what happened, but why they stopped going to him. But those 3.5 receptions is still too low for the number one wide receiver on the team.
Facts.
Yeah, and plus we ain't got to see nothing big blow up yet. Justin Fields last week that was not a good showing.
No, not at all. By the
No,
way, thanks for that Komet shout too, because he's my tight end on DraftKings right now.
I think he gets off today.
Man, I like that play a lot because feels like to go to him anyway on third down and in the red zone too. So
Right.
love that play. Love that play.
Yeah. They got to get some offense moving. I think he'll get going today.
Hell yeah.
I got to get my damn core up. I got to. All right, I think I am gonna run what I had talked about with Trevor Lawrence, Travis Kelsey, and Zay Jones as my game stack for the day.
Let me just say this: I do think Kelsey will score a touchdown. I did read a while ago he was on a pitch count almost today. I don't know how that goes, but I do think he'll be in enough to get a touchdown still.
As long as that pitch counts when he gets to in the 20, and he gets at least half of his pitches around that rat range, I don't care.
Right.
As long as that's when they decide to use it.
Right. I definitely do think he'll be in for all those plays. I think he'll score for sure.
I say don't take him out when y'all getting to the damn get in range. No.
Plus, sometimes with those snap counts too, it all depends on how the game's going. Because if KC is down and they really need to put up some points, Kelsey gonna hobble his ass on the field.
Yeah.
True.
He gonna say
in a game that I do think they're gonna lose. I got Kansas City losing today to Jacksonville.
Yeah. Do y'all play like any of those eliminator survivor type challenges?
I missed last week's where I could have actually played. Don't you gotta like pick a defense or something? Talk about that one.
Just like pick a team to win each week.
Oh
each
yeah.
Team that you pick, then you can pick them again.
Who'd you pick last week?
I think I got Washington last week just to get them out the way. Like early in the season, I try to get all the bad teams out the way. I think one season on DraftKings, I was like 1 week away from winning it. Like literally. And that week, Chicago, Mitchell Trubisky was the one that ruined my day because he blew like a 3-touchdown lead in the fourth quarter. And that probably cost me $1 million. Wow. That's why I hate Mitchell Trubisky to this day.
Mitch the bitch, man.
Oh, man. Facts. Man, I'd never been so pissed off on a Sunday watching football in my life. Just watching it, and they were playing Detroit too, back when Detroit was bad, like bad.
Yeah.
And Detroit came back. I was like, man, because I had it set up perfect. What if they won? I had, I think it was one of those good KC. I had KC in the final day. They were gonna win easy.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, bro. That shit hurt to this day when I think about it. I could have been in a mansion right now doing this podcast.
Right.
He said I would have been in a mansion.
Bro, I could have been in a mansion doing this podcast, bro. Because when you play shit like Prize Picks, all you need is bankroll.
All you need, bro. All you need is, I'm telling you, bro. That's the thing about Prize Picks, man. You just got bankroll, man. You can take off. Like I had yesterday was a good day for me. Mm-hmm. I cleared over 1,000 yesterday, so I plan on going heavy today and hopefully turn that 1,000 to like 3,000 or 4,000. So let's see.
Hell yeah! Quick question, Komet, would y'all take fantasy score 7.5, receptions 3, or receiving yards at 30? That's the final piece I'm debating on right here.
What you guys?
I don't know because
they all feel
I'm not the I can't say enough with the Bears. I have not paid attention too well to how much Fields actually uses him.
Oh, he loves him.
It's got to either be Rex or yards.
Gotcha.
If I had to go one way, I go yards. I think yards is good.
That is actually one that I cannot answer.
Bet. That's the final piece in this little 6 play I'm making, based off of all the shit I done heard us talk about.
I like What we done got? I like the ticket I just built for over here on Underdog. I got my
Yeah.
one already that I had in for shit picks. I mean prize picks. Uh, shoot. And hey, at least they starting to somewhat do right by us by
Oh yeah.
giving us these DNPs for some players whenever they get injured. If
Yeah.
they'll
Boots.
if they actually fix the reboots for MLB, I'll be even happier because that right there has screwed me more times than not.
Look, I commend y'all that play MLB. I can't do it.
Dude, you know what?
Do it, bro.
I am done taking pitcher strikeout props. I will only take hits allowed.
Yeah, I
That is it.
can't do it with man. Like Jesus.
I learned my lesson the hard way.
You get a pitcher in a great matchup, motherfucker get blown up in the first two
Yes.
innings, and he's gone. Take
No,
a
well,
hitter in a great matchup, strikes out 5 times.
I'll say the only pitcher that I could truly trust is going to be Strider.
Atlanta, of course.
Because that man, what it was the other day. I think he was going into the sixth inning, had like his line was at 8.5, and I think he was sitting at 6 or 7 strikes going into that. I was like, ain't no way he covers that. Went out there, lit him up, ended with 9. I was like, oh shit.
Now, something I did find a lot of edge in was the live strikeout lines, because sometimes they'll set those lines almost as high as the actual game line. So taking the unders on those do tend to come through more often than not.
Would y'all run a quarterback naked
Yeah,
and just?
Daniel Jones, Richardson, those type of guys.
That's what I'm looking at. I kind of, want to play um, McCaffrey
Hmm.
and pay up for one of these wide receivers.
I could actually shoot you my line right now and tell me how trash or how good it looks. FanDuel, I feel like this lineup, if this lineup doesn't cash, I'm just the most unluckiest person on earth.
Don't feel bad about fandom, man. They prices seem good, soft, great
Yeah,
to go and build on and
but the
everything. And
scoring
then
is terrible.
yeah, it's so bad.
I got a bunch of free contests on there, so I
Oh,
just
you already had me as soon as I see. Oh, oh, yeah. No, that's a good fucking line.
yeah,
Oh, that's a good line. The your wide receiver set that you got,
yeah.
that shit was money last year.
Shit.
Like
'Cause
that right there. If they come to play and it's actually a
mhm,
shootout, there
yeah,
is no doubt that right there, like that pops.
I just need the cheap running backs to do their thing. Which
Yeah,
they're both
that's
in great matchups.
that's gonna be a thing right there. And plus, you're a little bit different with the a wide receiver in your flex because
Yep,
most people don't
yep.
run that wide receiver in flex spot like that.
The best thing to do is always having like a running back in your flex spot because they're technically the safest plays on the slate.
Yeah,
You know what?
that's
Think about it, man. Atwell and Puka Nuka are the only two guys. They're both seeing like 10 plus targets, so gotta do it. See here.
we got any other questions? I had stopped looking actually.
Nah, everything's been tanking.
Zach Moss, y'all
Mooney.
took Washington last week for Survivor 2. Took the Bills this week. Yeah, Bills should actually bounce
Yep,
back and
yep.
win.
I had Bills, and then I noticed Giants were playing Arizona. I'm like, let me get Giants out the way while I can.
Even though Dallas is probably gonna come out here and screw them up, I think I'm gonna take the Jets defense today.
That's who I got on both sites. I just think Dak Prescott is good for a pick six always.
He is, and we didn't actually get to see it last week. I'm about to send you what I'm running,
He's always good for at
or
least 2 picks.
at
He
least what
get
I'm
a couple
considering.
sacks here and there. Pollard can fumble. Uh, Gallup fumbles. Even CD Lamb fumbles. So that's a lot of upside for 2,700.
I'm gonna go away from my initial stack that I was talking about.
Oh yeah, you did slide Lawrence in there, McCaffrey in there. I
That's what
like
said.
that Josh Reynolds play a lot.
So the upside right there, because I want to run um Lawrence with one of his receivers, but
Mhm.
after we was talking about it with Kelsey being on that count, that
Yeah,
messes with me. Like, I'd rather get the safety.
but shit, if you playing Nico Collins and you're running a quarterback naked, the perfect you could do this on another line if you got the spot. The perfect quarterback to run naked is Richardson because he could just get the rushing touchdowns, and he's cheaper than Lawrence by like 400, 300, 400, I believe.
Yeah, he's cheaper by 400. True, that'll be the correlation in that
And
game.
that'll correlate with Nico Wallet, Nico right there too.
Yeah. Plus, I don't think Houston's defense is gonna be.
Another cheap tight end too that I was gonna play until I saw how Cole Kmet was looking on ownership was Adam Troutman because he's only 3K, and Russell Wilson is just gonna keep peppering him, especially on third downs.
They gotta actually move the ball down the field.
Yeah,
They
but
they.
Jerry Judy is back today.
I thought Judy played last week.
Did he? I no.
I
Let me
thought he
see.
did.
No, yeah, today's his first game back.
No. Who is it?
Sutton.
Yeah, Sutton.
Yeah,
That's who I had last week. Damn, Sutton. They went away from him in the second half of that game.
got some solid ass lineups today, though. I know that much. We gonna cash out again.
Hey, well, long as it second, third, I'll take one of those up there in the top.
Yeah, yeah. God damn, I didn't even do my 1 p.m. slip. I always like
Oh,
doing the 1 p.m. prize pick slip for the early cash out.
true, true,
Yeah, the 4 p.m. props were just way too low to ignore.
man.
But shit, let's get this money this week, man.
Yeah,
Got a
I guess I'm
solid
just.
50 minute live stream.
All right, we out here. Good luck to everybody. Hopefully y'all cash out just like us. We'll see y'all back.
It's gonna be a great day. Falcons gonna win. Patriots lose.